On Friday, March the 3rd of 2023, some fantastic news came out of a corporate webinar with one Ash Mafar that has 1.4 million plus brand ambassadors, formerly known as founding members of OnPassive. They're doing what I consider to be Martha and the Vandellas, dancing in the streets. And you're going to want to know what that news is. Let me share that information with you on the other side of this video, along with a train of thought as to where OnPassive is about to lead us. I'll see you on the other side. Till then, bye for now. And welcome back. Hi, this is Vernon Hale, and it is now currently um, Sunday afternoon, March the 5th of 2023, reporting on a corporate call of OnePassive with one Ashman Farah on Friday, March the 3rd, 2023. And as I stated in the opening, that corporate call had 1.4 million plus brand ambassadors, formerly known as founding members of OnPassive, and we are dancing in the streets. Why? Some exciting news came out of that corporate call. Now, before I get into that great news, let me share with you just for a brief moment that this month, March 2023, marked 4 years that I have um, joined with OnPassive. I had solved the vision with OnPassive, and I signed on to see that vision come to light. All right. And it's exciting, guys. It's very exciting. Let me share a train of thought with you for a moment. You see, I remember because there are some that might say, Vernon, why have you hung in with a company such as OnPassive for 4 years and you had no benefit? And, most people think in terms of, income and what have you. So why did you stick it out for 4 years? There's many factors that come into play, but I remember being a very young man, 12, 13, 14 years of age. And I remember my elders, they would tell me cliches such as anything worth having is worth waiting for. Anything that you want to do, reach for the stars. And if you land on the moon, you become successful. You heard those cliches, right? you know. Then there was another one, it's not a cliche, it's actually a scripture that says faith is comes by the way of faith is the substance rather of things hoped for and the evidence of things are not seen. We'll talk about that faith here in a moment, right? But there were many, many cliches. You understand where I'm going with this? And I hung and I clung to those cliches. There's a lot of truth in it. Anything that's worth having, it is truly worth waiting for. I don't have to exercise faith no more because I have seen over the past 4 years the progress that OnPassive has, throughout the years, throughout the months, throughout the weeks. I would see the progress, manifest right before my very eyes. All right. So it became not so much about faith because I was able to see. Remember Doubting Thomas? Doubting Thomas did not believe until he actually saw. Well, I was actually seeing what was taking place with On Passive over the past 4 years, the progress that On Passive was making, and it has come to the forefront. The good news, Ashman has announced that um, March will be the launching to the public, if you will, by taking OConnect, one of their main products. OConnect will hit the ecosystem within OnPassive, meaning that OnPassive OConnect will be available to the public this month. There was not no date that was actually given, but within this month, that time frame, OConnect will be available to the public. Now, with that said, I'm a realist, okay? Technology, anything can happen with technology, unforeseen, okay? But what I have seen with On Passive, they have the top uh, IT team. They have the top technicians. They have their doctorates in technology, and these gentlemen and these ladies are extremely good. So even if we miss that mark in March, I know that for a fact because of the team that's behind this, their dedication, their hard work, their skill. I know for a fact that OConnect will be launching here very, very, very shortly, if not in March, right around the corner from that point on. That's very exciting news for those brand ambassadors and or formerly known as founding members. That's exciting news. Why? Because we are about to benefit from everything that On Passive has to offer. So let me take you to yet another level for a second. And this is just my brainstorm, my stinking thinking, as I like to say. All right, where's On Passive about to take us? Very briefly, um, just a train of thought here. I was in the 80s, I was with a company called Amway, for example. And Amway, mind you, Amway started back in the late 50s, early 60s. They had one product, and that was a concentrated soap product, and then it took them from that time frame into the 80s, mid 80s to early 90s, to become something other than just a soap company. What happened? During that time frame, On Passive built a base of 1 million distributors. It took them from the late 50s all the way into maybe the mid 80s, early 90s. It took them that time frame to build a base of 1 million distributors. All right. At that time, you had corporations such as Panasonic, Sony, and many, many other major corporations that had already made their mark in the marketplace. They had made a brand name for themselves. They were billion-dollar corporations. They came to Amway and said, market our product for us. Why? Think about it. Here you had these major corporations that had a sales department. They had massive advertising campaigns, you know, massive employees, you know, throughout the globe, various locations, some not globally, but they had a presence. But they came to Amway and say, market our product for us. After a while, Amway, they had a catalog that mimic that of a serious and robust catalog with electronics, clothes, fragrances, housewares, you name it. It was in this catalog from various corporations that had already made their mark, billion-dollar corporations. Why? Think about it. Let's just take Panasonic and Sony, for example. They were able to tap into a sales force of 1 million people by way VIA of Amway. They didn't have to pay salary. They didn't have to pay vacation. They didn't have to pay health care. They didn't have to pay for, they could scale back on their marketing sales force. They could scale back on their marketing campaigns. They could scale back. You see where I'm going with this, all right? They was able to scale back, save tons of money. Why? Because they had a instant sales force of 1 million people. Again, VIA of Amway. How does that relate to OnPassive? Currently, we are 1.4 million plus brand ambassadors of OnPassive products and services that are about to be leashed on the entire globe. We're in 240 municipalities throughout the globe. All right. So is it so inconceivable that major corporations such as Panasonic, Sony, and the likes thereof, is it that inconceivable that these corporations are going to be coming to OnPassive with all their products and all their services to build, manage, and grow any business straight across the board from mom and pop shop all the way to the major corporation? I ask you, is it inconceivable that these corporations are going to be coming to OnPassive and say, market our product for us? This is Vernon Hale with just a train of thought as to where OnPassive is about to take us. For those of you that are brand ambassadors, get excited. Get very excited. For those of you that have yet to join with OnPassive, I'm sorry you missed the boat of becoming a founding member or brand ambassador, but some exciting news are coming down the pike for you. You're going to want to stay tuned. And if anyone approach you about OnPassive and OnPassive products, you're going to want to do your own due diligence. You want to tune in and do your homework, do your research, and you don't want to miss this boat. Stop listening to the naysayers. They are, some people call them dream snatchers. Do your own research. Don't turn a deaf ear. Get involved. I urge you. This is Vernon Hale saying again, exciting times are ahead. I'll talk to you later. Bye for now.